What is up, Bomb Squad? Welcome to the Burndown YouTube channel. Hopefully today we can get the rear suspension wrapped up on the Maliboom. If you notice, it is actually on the ground, so I've got some stuff to share with you guys. But before that, I want to let everybody know that we are signed up for Mega Week. So Jason and the boys over at War are actually a sponsor of the event, and now that I'm part of the crew, I am in with the sponsorship. So that opens up another spot, I believe, because I won't sign up for my legacy spot. So if you want to go to Rocky Mountain Race Week, sign up, get my spot. There's an additional spot available. This is going to be the one to go to. It's going to be gigantic. It should be amazing. But with that means the clock is ticking, so we need to get our stuff done. So let's go take a look at how much we've gotten done, and then we will continue and hopefully get this wrapped. Ooh, look at that. She is on suspension, ladies and gentlemen. Let me move this tank. We'll show you guys what we did. And then today's task is an anti-roll bar. Out of the way, you guys get a better look. So we are in welded, painted, braced, the whole nine. So we've got the bar going across, we got a support down to support that way, and then one off to the side for side loading. And then initially I actually put all this stuff in, and you can flip these over for a little more or less height. So I had it flipped over the other way and figured, oh, if I need a little bit more height, but we maxed this out. I had this flipped over, and the car was great. It was just a little low. Like, I was looking at it, I was like, man, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, I love me some low cars, and I would put this thing in the weeds if I didn't have to drive it on the street. And we get to go down some back roads, side roads. I've been down dirt roads, and I think the very first time I took the car, we were riding pretty low because I love the way it looks, but I bounced my cross member off of a volcano at a gas station. Thought I broke like my oil pan and transmission pan, and I was like, man, we gotta lift her up a little bit. But we are like, I don't know, I think 5 inches or so off of the ground from this point. I believe is the lowest point, but you can see everything's cool. Transmission, everything's tucked up, so even if we do bottom, we're not taking anything important out. But these guys hang down, so actually this is lower than anything. So like if I straddled something on the road, which I'm gonna have to remember, and thought I cleared, I mean, I don't have a lot of clearance there. But yeah, we are pretty well at the ride height. I think the front will have to come down a little bit, but again, that'll all sag with more weight and more everything. But tentatively, this is where I want it to ride. And again, we'll have to add weight, and it'll all change, and I'll have to lift it back up and change spring tension and all that to get it settled. But because we picked the ride height, now we can focus on the anti-roll bar. So again, we'll jump back in here. So this used to sit on the car side back. Last time I did it when I had trunk floor space, there was the cross member that went over here. I forget, oh, it was up there. So this was actually welded up in here to that cross member, and then the arms came out and down onto the rear end. These guys, that's where they're super long. So it's mounted back here, and then they used to have tabs on top, the rear end. Well, now it's unsprung weight, and now it's on this guy. That's the reason we have all that fun stuff on there. But as you can see, the arms are a little too long, and these are different because this holds my fuel tank, this holds my ice box. And it's funny because had this been done a little differently, you know, forward planning, maybe the tank could have been a little shorter or whatever. This would have landed damn near on this, but this bar has a tear off on it. It's pretty thick because they use this kind of like as structure, right, to build this square. So I don't feel too terrible about going to this. And then the cool thing is this has a bunch of holes in it. Look at how fun that is. Look, it's all migged. This is old. It makes me laugh now that we can TIG weld, but hey, if it ain't broke, right? So instead of being that long, I'm hoping we can just come back to maybe this hole here and then hang a tab, right? And then we'll just have our little link bars here. So that's kind of the plan for that. So we'll have to figure out how to get that it done, right? Because this looks a little bigger, whatever. See if we got some tube or something. We'll have something over there to do a little something with. But you'll notice the link bars are gone. So to set that up for today, look at this. I want to show you guys. Yeah, buddy, suspension. These are the link bars that I had, and I was like, I'll just go buy stuff. Well, you start pricing things out and it just adds up, and I'm like, man, I have it, don't be lazy, Dane. So we'll just take a little bit of time today and cut the bungs out. And then unfortunately I only had this much material, so we had to go this morning. My dog Fruki and I went and we got this little piece here. So we will cut these out, clean these guys up and get them ready. And then I also had these, courtesy of my buddy Scott. He gave me a bunch of different stuff and he saved me with the tabs on the other side. Well, it turns out the tabs here will fit this hardware. Look at that. It's the same size as that bolt, the same size as the 3/8. And then it essentially fits the tube. It's a little bit big, but it's fine. We can just snip it off or whatever, weld it. But I don't have to make tabs, so we should be pretty good. So we'll have to make link bars, we'll have to hang tabs, and then we'll have to cut the arms and all that. So we've got a bit of fab to do, but it shouldn't be terribly hard. But if we can get through that today, we're going to spin this thing around and then it'll be onto front stuff. So then all the suspension is basically done. We'll have to set it up, but again, we already picked our ride height and everything's good. So when we add fuel tanks and weight and all that, obviously we'll have to tighten the springs and things up, and same thing with the front. But all in all, I feel pretty good about it, especially not being a suspension chassis, guys. So let's get cracking. Okay, I got these cut out, cleaned up enough to work. So we got our left hand with the line on it, right hand bungs. Then I pulled this out of the car. This is the direction it goes in and out, so I should probably mark it, right? But looking at it, this hole fits the hardware because it's supposed to be that length, but this guy doesn't. So that's the inside of this. So obviously if I had that piece in there, it would be loose. And I looked, and I don't know what the odds or chances are of me having this, but it is the right diameter piece that we need. So if I make little spacers, and then the hardware actually fits the inside of this diameter as well. So that'll be able to go in there, and then we can make little spacers, so that way when the Heim is in there, it's not all loose. So I was happy about that, because otherwise I was like, man, what am I going to do with that, because these Heims are obviously sized for the hardware, and this hole was too big. But dodged a bullet. She's building herself. So now we just have to basically cut this off. I'm gonna wait to do that portion of it. So I think I'm gonna make the little spacer guys, and then kind of get that sorted. And then I think I will probably trim this and then make it smaller, so you can see that nothing's hitting here as it articulates because of the size. As we're here, it's so far in there that it's hitting this, right? So travel will be limited. This would have to be threaded out. So, but before I get too froggy with it, I want to get an idea of where we're gonna land. So I'm gonna clean this thing up a little bit. We'll mark it so I know, obviously, when we go in and out of the car with it. And then I'm glad that I had all this stuff. So let's keep on moving. I got the little spacers made, so that worked out well. And then before we get started on this, I wanted to load a Heim in here and then see the travel, see how it runs into these tabs. So I'm going to take and cut one down, and then when it's good, I'll use that as a template on the rest of them and just kind of make them a little more pointy, so that way it has a little side motion. You know, if the rear end articulates a little bit, I mean, it shouldn't articulate too much, but I'd rather just not have it bind up on that. So shave these down, and then since we have that, and then we'll have this, we should be decent. Then I think too, I could probably take that same shape, maybe lay it up here and do the same on the end of that on both sides and get her all ready to go. So the thing with fab work that I found, especially when you're using rudimentary tools and you're just trying to stumble your way through it, hell, maybe even if you have some of the correct tools, obviously be a little bit faster, but depending, I just choose time up, man. So having to cut these things off and then get this, I mean, half my day is gone already. And then I sandwiched one of these between the tabs just to see what the swing is, because I was like, I'm not going to put any spacers. We should be okay. And then when you put it up in there, it was kind of hitting. So this was the shape. I came up with a little template and just dropped it through and traced it on each one of them. But you got to sit and grind these guys out. So now when I drop it on there, you know, you can see that it's cut away. So it has a little more swing, right? So that's a better bet. But again, sitting there, hand grinding, making little templates and stuff, it just poof, chews it all up. So now we have our tools, right? So we got this and this, because we only need these on the top sidebar, and then obviously the bottom side is here, which maybe what I could do is, now that I have the template, we'll do the same thing here. Like I could throw it through and get the end of that taken care of. So maybe I'll do that next. And then we can put all this back in the car, then hopefully measure for the bar length. And then that should be the easy part. You just whack these things, plug it in, triple check, and Bob's your uncle. But man, oh man. So let's keep on rolling. So that is the idea. It's cocked back a little, but I don't think that's the end of the world. You know, I think it's supposed to be completely vertical, but I think like she'll still do her job. So we're gonna do that, and then I have a little slack, so that way we can adjust in or out. And then I will finagle it, get a magnet or something on here, get it exactly where I want it. We'll throw some tacks on that, and then I will match this one to that one. So wherever this is when we tack it in, I'll lock the jam nuts down and match it, and then we can just throw it on this side. Just cook these on here, so I will share it with you. So this one is still smoking hot, and then this guy is a little cooler than that dude. So I built a little spacer. I have it bolted in there, and I just did one at a time. So I bolted the spacer in, cooked that one on, and then moved it so that one's still hot. And then if you notice, yes, we did MIG weld that, because I am completely out of argon, so I won't be able to finish these today, but these are basically the length they need to be. So I just need to set these on my TIG welding bench, and as soon as I get some argon, we will cook it on. And then I'm just gonna turn the camera off, but I'm gonna jack this thing up so I can cook the bottom side of those little tabs, because I just got majority of it from the top. I figured this is a good stopping point to wrap the video. We'll jack the back end up, cook the other things, and then I can spin it around. And now we're on to trying to mount all the flimsy ass race weight fiberglass I bought. So we were fiberglass on the front end one previously. They were 65 fenders from my buddy Gene, so thank you, Gene. But the passenger side fender no longer exists, as well as the bumper and all that. So I have all replacement stuff. So obviously when we built the front end, we mocked it all up on there, but those things are spaghetti noodles. So when I spin it around, I'll have to get some like little rods and stuff and make little tabs. So I think we're gonna have to Zeus the fenders in multiple spots. I'll have to make like a little skeleton or something to hold it, because they just do not hold shape. They're pretty terrible. So hopefully we'll get that all done. This thing will start looking like a car. But other than that, I'm gonna put the word out, because I need a headlight bucket. I need this guy for a 64, and there's one on eBay. It's like 300 something bucks. But if you know of one, if you have anybody that has a 64, maybe some parts for a 64 Chevelle, it's a 1-year car, it's a 1-year bucket, and I'd like to not have to make one. I have the other one, so I could probably trace it and kind of get something, but it seems way more of a pain in the ass. So if you have one, you know somebody, you know where there's a 64 Chevelle sitting and you can wrestle it off there out of somebody's hands, and let me know. I would appreciate that if you guys help me locate one of those. But I will put the word out, because we got to get this front end on the car, and we got to get rolling. Until next time, you guys know what to do. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for supporting. Mega Week, here we come. But man, oh man, I got my work come out for me. I'm out.
Rolling through the streets, yeah, I'm the king of the block. Got that dragon dry style, make your whole city rock. Maliboom gangster, when a touch of finesse. I'm burning rubber, raising hell, feel the heat, no stress. Turbo LS, under the hood, I'm moving quick. Nicky tires grip the road, make them stick like a trick. She sloppy too, we got a hit in 08. In the war performance parts all over the place. The bomb squad's on the scene, you two's going wild.